Well, I guess we're starting, and
yes,
don't turn it all the way down.
What was wrong with that?
That was a really bad entrance, but whatever.
Fail.
Hello, everybody of the YouTubes and of the radios. That's a great start to our second season of the podcast, if you will. We've started off with a little "Don't worry, be happy" because it's springtime.
Spring finally.
Thank God.
Yes.
There
After
is
spring
sun.
break comes
There
the
is
spring.
sun. Finally. Although it's supposed to rain like all of this week.
Well, hey,
I'd
rather have it rain than snow.
And snow,
Okay,
which is going to be
positive.
good. Friday is high as 65.
Yes,
but it's raining. But it's warmer. So yeah. I agree with you.
It's better than snow.
I'd rather be rain than snow. Yeah, that's
right.
A lot better.
Yeah.
So welcome back, everybody. We had a bit of a break considering spring break, and then we also had production week of the musical that we were both a part of. So sorry for not being here. But now we're getting back into the swing of things, if you will. I've got a story that goes along with that phrase, but
the swing of. Did
you
kill somebody on a swing, Tyler? That's not good. You shouldn't say that on air.
Don't want to reveal my plot. No. No. Okay.
Okay.
But welcome back, everybody. So how was your day, Colby? We've started off with a wonderful Monday.
Really boring. My day was really boring. I left my jacket with my calculator and my pencil in it first period in the gym.
Oh.
So I was without both all day.
Jeez.
So I just had to constantly borrow it from people. So it didn't start off that well.
That's like borrowing a pencil. I hate doing that. Yeah. Like, either nobody has one, or they're like, "Why do you need a pencil?"
It's like, why should I give you my pencil?
I know.
What are you worth?
What are you worth? You are not worth this measly pencil.
This pencil is better than
peasant.
Yeah. So today was kind of dumb. I was very tired.
It's a Monday right after spring break. I think a lot of people are going to be tired after. I know I'm certainly tired. And I was telling my parents yesterday, because a lot of stuff had wrapped up, I said, I've got a lot of stuff to talk about today on the podcast. Here goes. Here's my Easter weekend starting on Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday. So, Thursday was our planned get-together with a bunch of friends to go to Laser Quest. And my whole thing... Why is that blinking? Something's blinking, I'm sorry. My whole thing was... the reason I organized it was because I finally asked Megan out to prom. And out in general. She's still dealing with it because she thought no one would ever ask her out, let alone to prom.
What was her reaction?
Things I cannot say on air or for the video.
Okay.
But basically, she thought I was kidding at first. Like, okay, so have you ever been to Laser Quest?
Yes, I have.
You have? You know, you're in the airlock, if you will, and then you go in.
You're gearing up.
You gear up, and then you go in, and once you go in, you have a couple corridors, like you go left, right, or there's like some diagonals right in front of you.
Right, you got like 10 seconds to find a spot.
Yeah. So our goal was, it was the second round, because there was triple play. We got 3 games for $19 a person, which was nice.
That's nice.
So our second game, first one was FFA, so we just all killed each other.
Yep, free for all.
No matter what. Yeah, I
know.
Pretty certain.
But for those of you who don't know what FFA means, it's free for all.
But anyway, second game we decided partnerships. There were 7 people, so we actually had a 3, a 2, and 2.
Okay.
So I was with Megan, obviously, and then it was like Bridget, Christian, Alexa, and then like who else came? I can't even remember who else came. But then another partnership.
We all know who you're focusing on, so that's the whole point.
So she has this whole plan, because the reason I picked Laser Quest to get together was because apparently she loves Laser Quest, and I saw that, obviously.
Okay.
So we get in there, and she's like got this whole planned out. We go left as soon as we go, and then we go up to the second level of it, up the ramp. And we're going up the ramp, and I had brought the chocolate that I bought her, plus the little card I made. I brought it with me in secret, and Bridget and Alexa were behind the scenes. They knew this whole thing was taking place. That's who... Alexa. No, I said that already. Yeah, they knew already, because I had been planning it for a while. So they knew, so they were like giggling to themselves, and I'm like, you're more excited about me asking her to prom than I'm nervous. Like, my nervous level, this is their excitement level for me to ask her out.
Oh, yeah, I had a similar situation when I asked, and yeah.
Oh, by the way, I never learned who you asked. But anyways.
Yeah. I'll save that story for when you're done.
So we go in, we go left, we go up the ramp to the second level, and I say, hey, wait a second, before we kick some butt here, because I know we are, because she's really into Laser Quest.
Right.
I say, will you go to prom with me? And she, like, laughs it off and, like, are you kidding me? We're trying to focus here. And then she turns around.
Just another distraction.
And she turns around, and I have the chocolate in my hand, and she's like...
That's Megan for you.
That's Megan for you. She is the most calm person you could possibly meet until she's surprised or angry.
Right, and then she just...
lets it go.
Yeah.
So yeah, she stood there for like 10 seconds, just up against the corner. It was a 95% yes that instant, and then it was confirmed later that afternoon. She called me back, said yes. But anyway, so that was my experience on Thursday. I haven't even told half the story yet. Friday was interesting. We planned to meet up at her house and started watching Ender's Game, but my parents had to call me back early than I was told I was allowed to stay. So I only got to watch like 40 minutes of the movie. So we're trying to reschedule that.
Yeah.
So Friday was nothing big. I mean, we had to do some more things around the house. I had to edit a video for our church's Easter Sunday morning thing.
The Sunday service.
And then Saturday, here's the kicker. Here's where everything comes into my horrible weekend from hell. Saturday, we're planning on going to Fine Arts, which is this national competition that starts with states and then goes to nationals, which in this case, this year was in Orlando, Florida. So I'm like really excited. I mean, we're going to Orlando no matter what, but we are going to go there if we got there anyways, like if I got to nationals. So I had worked so hard on this. I memorized your piece because you can't have music with you. Right. We got to the school. We got up at 5 in the morning, by the way, to be able to get there by 7:30, which is when I had to hand in my photo for judging. We got there an hour and a half later to Syracuse. We got to the college where they're holding it, and turns out it was on Friday. So we got there a whole 24 hours late. And I was just distraught. Oh, like, can you imagine?
That really sucks.
Yeah, that's there's the kicker.
So you missed it.
I missed it. So yeah, that's a bummer. But then we went to Destiny USA, which is the big mall in Syracuse. So that was fun. We stayed there for like all day until
that
like
mall's
4.
Huge.
That mall's
it's great.
I'm still jealous of Tristan though, because he moved to Minnesota and he's got the Mall of America like a mile away, so he can go there all the time. So Saturday was horrible. I was depressed like for most of the day until the afternoon when I was getting a little better. Then Sunday was just stressful in general because it's the Easter program and we had a whole lot of technical difficulties that we didn't have before. Yeah, so that was fun. Yeah. So getting to you, who did you ask to prom?
I asked this one girl from my youth group. Her name is Ariel.
Oh yeah, was that the same girl that you went on the date with and it flopped completely?
No,
okay.
No, because the first girl, like I still love. She's like my sister now, but she is going through a lot of stuff, so I didn't want to get involved. Mm-hmm. So I asked the other girl who I already kind of liked. So the plan was I was going to do it Sunday, but then I confided in one of my other girl friends from church, and she told me, no. You gotta wait for this spring break and then she gave me this plan I had to do.
Yeah, that's sort of what Bridget and Alexa were doing. Yeah. They were like coaching me through this whole thing.
No, because what happened for me is that Sunday night through Thursday morning, I was at Flower City Work Camp. Yeah. Which was amazing.
Yeah,
I don't have time to get into details about that, but it was so good. I broke a floor on one of my leaders' heads accidentally. I stepped and it. That wasn't good, but basically the whole week went great, and it was about halfway through I was getting ready to ask her, and then I realized, you know what? If she says yes, great, but then that's the only thing that she'll be focused on for the rest of the week. If she says no, it'll just make things awkward for the rest of the week. So I decided not to ask her during Flower City because, I mean, technically it's God's time, and it just I was thinking about it, and then it just didn't work out. So I didn't ask her then. So then Easter Sunday came around. Because the next 2 days I just rested and watched Eastery movies.
Easter movies?
I watched Ben-Hur, which
I've actually never seen that movie.
It's really good. It's really long, but the best scene is the chariot race. It's so great. It's a real life chariot race that they did. No green screen, no nothing. There's a real life one. And then like it ends with Jesus dying, but you never actually see Jesus. It's kind of like a background thing. But, like, you see the effects and, like, you see somebody getting paraded down, but you don't see who it was. And then Saturday night I saw Passion, which, like, that movie.
Passion of the Christ is... That's
a
a hard movie to watch.
It is.
The only part I've ever seen from Passion of the Christ was the crucifixion scene. And we watched that as, like, a clip for a youth group.
Okay.
And it was, like in the middle of...
When he's hanging there?
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, it was the whole scene. The whole crucifixion scene. The parade and everything.
Oh, the parade and up.
Yeah.
Oh, because that's pretty long.
That's a long
clip.
It's like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's brutal to watch that. The whole, the whipping scene...
Oh, the whipping is the worst. Like,
that's really hard to watch. The two probably worst movies to watch if you're not good with gore or sadness is Passion of the Christ and Saving Private Ryan.
Oh,
those are the two movies like I cannot watch without actually crying.
No, but for me, Passion of the Christ, like I was watching it, and this isn't my first time watching it. I knew what to expect.
Yeah.
And then I was good. I was watching it. I was like, okay, this is sad, but I can handle it. And then they got to the whipping.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. They started out with like these like bamboo sticks that they would just hit him with. I was like, okay, it's leaving some marks, but not bad. And then they bring out the cat of nine tails.
Yeah.
And they whip it. It's got like hooks on them.
Yeah.
And
See, I actually learned what the Romans used like in beatings like this.
They did stuff like that.
It was a leather strap that was bound as a handle.
Right.
And then in the straps they had tied iron balls and shards of clay. Yeah, so that's what's tied into the leather straps.
Right, so it hurt more.
Yeah, and it would rip and gash.
Once they got like the hooks in, like they would grab it, it would dig into his skin, and then they'd rip, and you could see his ribs. I saw it, I'm like, ah!
Yeah, that's...
I don't think I could... And then they turned him over. Yeah. And then, so like, they started him like on his back, and then they turned him over, and they just started doing it on his gut, and it was like, oh.
Just talking about it.
It was nasty. And then they actually got to the crucifixion. I was like,
I mean, the crucifixion. Yeah, it's the height of the whole thing. But that's not the whipping is the worst scene. That is really hard to watch.
I don't know because I mean the fingers, the piercings. Like okay, I get it. Yeah. It hurts. But then for me, what killed me again was when they like.
You sounded so like
what?
You don't care. Like, yeah, the nailings in the hand, it didn't really...
Well,
it hurts.
I get it, but it didn't really do anything for me.
I get what you're saying.
But then when they, like, raced him up and it
fell
in the hole and it jerked him down, and, that had to be painful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
So then I saw that, and then Easter Sunday came around, and I got my Easter basket. It was great. I got candy. I went to my grandparents, and then I went to church, and then the time came, and this... I had to plan this out.
Oh, the whole actual thing.
The whole asking her. Because what happened is that my one girlfriend-ish person that was planning on me, she neglected to give me any good tips as to how. So then she was like...
I just said it plain.
She was looking on her phone, like, okay, how... Because I asked her, should I just say plain, or should I do, like, a card or something? And so she was on her phone on her Instagram and just, like, searching... different ways, and then we came up with this plan where we would get the Fault in Our Stars book, because she loves Fault in Our Stars, and we put a little insert and turn page, whatever. And so it was like, okay, do you have the book? And she's like, no, I don't have the book. I was like, are you serious? And so it was like, okay. I was like, screw the plan. I'm just going to ask her. And then I talked to like one of my friends that are adults, and he's like, okay, so this is what you got to do. She was working at the youth cafe, and she's like, only one working.
Yeah.
So my friend Matt, he was like, all right, Colby, this is what you got to do. You got to go up to the cafe, ask for a Mountain Dew, and then when she turns her back, go around the corner and just like whisper it in her ear.
That's creepy. I would not do that.
And I was like, okay, because like it sounded easy enough because I was already like stressing at like 10 cinnamon rolls because I was nervous. So what I did is like, Ariel, can I have a Mountain Dew? I felt really a lot cooler than I probably did. I was like, hey, Ariel, can I have a Mountain Dew? Well, I was like, can I have a Mountain Dew, please?
Yeah.
And then so she goes and gets it, and then she gives it to me, and I was like, crap, I just forgot to go around the corner. So I just start like sipping it casually, shaking the entire time. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh, just put it on my mom's tab because she has a tab. Actually, she doesn't anymore. But I thought she did. And actually, it worked out best because she turned around again to look for her tab. And that gave me time to go around. And by the time I got there, she's like, Colby, I don't see the tab. I was like, huh, that's peculiar. By the way,
that's set up pretty well.
I know. So it's like the entire time my mind's racing. I was like, okay, that was my chance. I was like, so do you want to go to prom? And she's like, yeah. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yours was a little less anticlimactic.
Yeah, it was kind of
more anticlimactic than mine was.
It was anticlimactic, but I was like, she said yes, so I'm good. And that was actually like, did Emily tell you? Because she was the one girl I confided in. She told like everyone, and she's like, no, but I kind of assumed it was me. I was like, oh. And she's like, well, I would have said yes anyway. And I was like, well, that's good to know. So yeah. So now I have that weight off of me now. And I feel a lot better.
Weight's lifted from both of us.
Yes.
On to our real topics, and since this is our second season, I'm going to do some live editing here, and I'm actually going to do it. Today, we've got our two segments from our expertise, if you will.
Yes.
Which we're really not experts in, but we try to say we are.
We try to. We really do.
First up, we got Games and Tech. Okay, Games and Tech. And we both actually did research this time. I mean, he doesn't have it written down.
I don't write things good.
Games, and this goes into technology too. I mainly just have game news, but it has some tech stuff.
Okay.
GTA 5 for the PC is being released in 60 frames per second now, instead of 30 frames per second. A lot of people are saying that it's not as good because it's not cinematic. It's more cinematic if it's 28, 29, 30 frames per second.
Right.
But it's more realistic if it's 60 frames per second.
Yeah, like what they did.
There's some controversy there. But what a lot of people are mainly worried about is it's 65 gigabytes of memory on your HDD card.
That'll like fill up your computer
so you gotta
much.
Like remove as much stuff, or you just have to have a separate computer for GTA altogether.
Oh, this is my GTA computer. I don't put anything else on it. It's just that.
It's just 65 gigabytes of memory.
Yes.
So they say the minimum specs for your computer that you should have is either Windows 8.1 64-bit, Windows 8 64-bit, Windows 7 64-bit Service Pack 1, Windows Vista, which I don't even know who would still be using Windows Vista.
I don't know.
64-bit Service Pack 2, and with the Vista, you have to have an NVIDIA card. I don't know what a lot of this means. I know the general idea of what it means, but I don't know the whole tech.
Okay, we are not proper experts on this.
No,
but we try.
Yeah. At least I got the, for anybody who knows what I'm talking about, they'll know what I'm talking about.
Right.
More specs, the minimum specs, you have to have an Intel Core 2 Quad CPU Q6600 at 2.4 gigahertz, or you have to have an AMD Phenom 9850 quad core processor at 2.5 gigahertz. Again, I have no idea what any of this means, but if you know what it means, that's what it means to you.
It's computer stuff.
It's computer stuff. They recommend 4 gigabytes of memory, even though there's 65 gigabytes on your HDD, which that seems completely pointless. I guess 4 gigabytes of extra memory just so that your computer actually runs.
Oh, so there's not so much lag.
Then you need an NVIDIA 9800 GT 1 gigabyte memory for your video card, and a 100% DirectX 10 compatible sound card. Because I've actually seen a lot of gameplay of GTA 5, and I've played it a little bit. It is pretty intense, and there are a lot of sounds, and the higher graphics that they finally inputted to video games. So that's the one thing also people are complaining about is mods may not work with it because it's such a high processing game. there have been a lot of mods that people like. Is like you can have different characters. Like one of them was Iron Man mod, and you could
Wasn't
be
there
Iron
a
Man.
Flappy Bird mod at one point?
I don't know. There was probably one, and then I don't know.
Because it'd literally be like he'd have the Flappy Bird head and he'd like jump around on people. It was so dumb.
I don't know. So yeah, that's GTA 5 on PC being released 60 frames per second. So if you have a beefy computer, go ahead, buy it.
Have fun.
$9.99 for people who have not owned. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about another game I'm going to talk about. GTA 5 is probably going to be like one of the $60 games. Nintendo news here. As of recent, this is a couple weeks old, but they are planning on releasing mobile games, and they're partnering up with DNA to create mobile games. The thing is, they recently released, I think it was yesterday, saying that one of their mobile games is predicted to make $25 million a month from a mobile game. That is a lot of money. And they were saying DNA, and what they're saying is DNA is a Japanese company.
Yeah.
So DNA says their top selling game, mobile game, makes over 3 billion yen a month, which is about $25 million. So if Nintendo partners with DNA, that's what they're expecting.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. 3 billion yen or $25 million.
So they can make a better version of the Mario Brothers movie.
What? Are you talking about like the Mario Brothers Super Show?
No.
That crappy TV show?
The Mario Brothers movie.
There was a movie?
Which is even worse.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, look. Mario and Luigi.
No, this is a salmon. This is a salmon, not a red.
It's close enough. There you go.
This is a red. I'm dressed up for golf, by the way. That's why I've got a polo and a hat.
All right.
Anyways, moving on. Assassin's Creed Chronicles that they were talking about a few months ago being released was originally saying is going to be one game. It's actually going to be a trilogy of games spanning 3 different eras and countries. The first game that was originally talked about was going to be 16th Century China and is going to be released on the Xbox One, PS4, and PC April 21st. That is the first game. A few months later, or whenever they're going to release it, the second game will be 19th Century India, and the third game will be 20th Century Russia, which takes place during the Russian Revolution.
So it's all like Asia.
Sort of,
China, India, Russia.
Because they had, like, the previous games have been, like, English pirates and assassins like that.
Yeah.
And
it was all European.
Yeah, it was all European, so I guess now they're doing Asian countries. Yeah, that would make sense.
That works. I could just see the Assassin's Creed people just, like, doing parkour off the Great Wall. It's like,
well, actually, in the game, in the trailer that they released,
just, like,
I think a couple of weeks ago, it's actually a girl assassin who the Brotherhood she's in is she has to not only oh no, that's the Russian one. I can't remember, but her main weapon of choice, the assassin, is like 2 like katanas.
Oh,
so
that's
cool. It's pretty cool.
Shing.
So basically, Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, Ninja.
So that's my game and tech news. On to movies and comics.
That's me. And so, yeah, alright, so this one isn't so much movie news, but it's more movie attractions news, because my cousins just spent like a week down in Florida, and apparently a lot of stuff is happening down there. To start off, kind of a segue from your video game talk, is at Universal Studios, if you've seen the movie The Wizard, it was pretty much an ad for Nintendo.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the first appearance of Super Mario Bros.
Is that the one where like the little kid who doesn't talk whatsoever goes to like a national competition?
He wants to go to California to win Nintendo. And in like the third act of the movie, it stops becoming an ad for Nintendo and starts becoming an ad for Universal. And like they just start going on all the rides.
That is true.
And one of the rides you see is the classic King Kong ride.
Yeah.
The trolley ride, and that's not there anymore. But in Florida, in Universal's Orlando, they're bringing that back.
Oh, really?
Yes, and they haven't said exactly how they're going to do it. They said it's going to be a throwback to the original ride, where it's like they take you through the burning New York City, and at the end you see King Kong in his huge animatronic glory.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to be completely animatronic because they can do the whole 3D digital stuff now.
I think it would be better animatronic, especially with modern day animatronics can get pretty complicated.
I think he'd be terrifying.
I think it would be great if it was an animatronic.
Yeah, it'd be so creepy and just like this huge gorilla. All right, so that's the first thing, is that they're doing that. Second thing is with the new merger of Disney and Lucasfilms and Marvel. All three of those are now
because they're
one.
all Disney.
Yeah, it's all Disney now. So Universal Studios used to have a huge Marvel site, which included the Hulk roller coaster, the Spider-Man ride, and they had the Doctor Doom drop, and they had a bunch of Marvel stuff. That's all going to be leaving within the next few years because of the Marvel and the Disney.
Yeah.
It's still unannounced whether or not they're going to make that in Disney World. They very well may. Actually, I think they're probably going to, but don't quote me on that. So that might happen, but the reason they're clearing it out, aside from the copyright, is to make room for a new attraction, which is going to rival the Harry Potter thing. It's going to kind of mirror that, but it's going to be all Lord of the Rings based. So Universal's going to have their whole Lord of the Rings related section, and that'll be awesome. Because I just imagine like a giant like 3D Balrog of Morgoth just showing up.
That would be pretty
That'd be
cool.
so awesome. So Lord of the Rings land. They're getting rid of Spider-Man. They're adding the the King Kong, and then Disney. To celebrate the new what's it called, the Star Wars, the new Star Wars trilogy they're making.
The new what's it called?
I can't remember the name.
Something that's been going on for like the past 50 years.
Star Wars. They're making a whole Star Wars land.
Ooh,
like Fantasyland and
in Orlando.
In Orlando.
When?
I don't know, but it's coming soon.
Oh, because I'm going in August, and I really want to see that if there is that.
It's going to be great. They already have the Star Tours ride, but it's going to completely expand on that, and they're going to have so much other stuff. They may even throw in like a couple extra Indiana Jones rides because, they own that too now. Mm-hmm. So, they may very well do that. And we have some paparazzi going on right now.
A little bit of paparazzi. I think they're I actually don't know what.
I have no idea. Maybe
I know a lot. I think it's either Yearbook or all the French exchange students.
I
don't know if it's like French teachers. I don't know.
That could be. So you've got that in the Disney, the Star Wars.
I'm really excited for that.
That's gonna be great because it's good.
Do you know what they're putting in it? Is there any news of what's being included?
No news of actual rides yet, but. So that's it for the start. There was one other thing.
What?
It's another ride. They're also getting rid of the Jaws.
Oh, they're getting rid of the Jaws?
Men in Black.
But the Men in Black.
I know.
The Men in Black one was pretty cool. I get the really Jaws because that's kind of old, but the Men in Black one, that's
so much fun. You shoot the aliens.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they have like 5 of those types of rides. They have like the Toy Story one.
The Buzz Lightyear.
They have the Men in Black one. They have it's
Buzz Lightyear.
No, but that's the Toy Story one.
Oh.
That's the Toy Story one.
No, they have a separate Toy Story one now. Where it's like an arcade thing.
Oh.
Yeah, where you like launch rings and stuff, but it's all digital because digital now.
Because digital. I mean, that's the other thing. I don't really like. I remember as a kid going to Orlando because I lived in Orlando. I was born and raised in Orlando, and we would go there. We would go there probably 5 or 6 times a year because we lived so close, and I was the only child. They didn't really spend much on 5 kids. Okay. So we used to go there pretty frequently, and also my uncle used to work there. And he worked there up until like a month ago, and then they moved to Hawaii. Thanks for that. We're not getting in free anymore. Wow. So anyways, we would go pretty frequently. And I would always be like, my main thing was the statues or the animatronics or whatever
like
else.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, I remember the Pirates of or the Peter Pan ride. I used to always love the Peter Pan ride.
No, you know what freaked me out is the Snow White ride.
I'm not certain I've been on that.
It's in Magic Kingdom, and it's like there's like a whole like wall of rides where you just like one to the next, and they're all like the younger kid rides. There's like Peter Pan, Snow White, and like Cinderella and stuff. And the Snow White one, it was really fun up until the whole Wicked Witch potion part. Yeah. And that just freaked me out. I did not like that.
Why? Oh, as a kid?
Yeah, because it was this animatronic Wicked Witch, and like eyes were glossed over, and it was weird.
Oh, that is kind of creepy.
It was really creepy. So yeah, I'm trying to think. The Men in Black ride. I'm really sad about that.
Yeah, that one.
For me, I preferred that over the Toy Story one because you actually got to like shoot their eyes out, and it's just more violent.
I haven't been there in a while. I mean, we were there like 5 years ago, I think. That was the last time we went.
Yeah, Men in Black, man.
I'm still. My uncle and my aunt are like retiring to Hawaii from Florida.
Florida's not enough, apparently.
Obviously, but he worked there, and not only would we get in free, but we would get a park hopper ticket so that we could go to all of them in the area.
Yeah, we got that last time
Now we have to not only get in, but if we want the park hopper ticket, we have to buy it too.
I highly recommend the park hopper.
Yeah, no, of course, because then you get to go to Epcot and you go to Orlando Studios and you go to Animal Kingdom and all the other,
Mm-hmm.
Although Epcot's more for like if you're staying there in a hotel.
Right.
There's not much in Epcot. I remember the only thing in Epcot was like the Finding Nemo like ride through thing, which you literally just sat there and.
Oh yeah, there was Finding Nemo. There are really only 3 good rides.
Not even good. They're just rides that are there.
Well, no, because I liked Finding Nemo. It was all right.
I mean, you just sit there in a chair.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Haunted Mansion, but without the ghosts and the creativity.
And the creativity.
Well, because, I mean, it's practically spoon-fed for them.
Yeah.
It's Finding Nemo. It's great. And then they've got Soarin', which is swell. And then you've got Mission Space, which that one's my favorite. I love that one. Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of roller coasters, so I don't even go on much when it comes to Disney World.
Mission Space isn't a roller
No, but I know I'm saying I'm not a big fan of roller coasters. I cannot do roller coasters. I can't even do the Jackrabbit.
You're lame.
I cannot do the Jackrabbit.
Not even the.
No, I can't. I'm sorry, but I can't.
I can't talk to you guys.
I've got this. It's odd because I have my fear of heights goes from I'm okay with playground height. And then I'm okay with, like, mountain height. I can go on both of those. Anything in between, or airplane. I can be in an airplane. Anything in between, I cannot do. Especially if it's moving like a roller coaster. I don't know why. Like...
Oh, that reminds me. One of the roller coasters at the Hollywood Studios in Florida, in Disney, is the Hollywood... Rocket roller coaster.
Oh, is that the one that goes from like 1 to 60 miles an hour?
Well, no,
0 to 60?
Yes and no. It plays. It's really cool because it plays music like in the seats.
Oh.
Because like you're sitting there and it has like the headrest has speakers.
Oh,
in
that's
it.
neat.
So you get to and you have like a little iPad that you can like choose your music, and so you pick like whatever music you want and you listen. And you're jamming out as you're going, and it goes straight up, straight down,
and it does
the.
No, thank you.
Straight up.
No.
Although I prefer it when it goes straight up and does the clickety-click. And it's like completely
The clickety-click?
Yeah, the clickety-click. Because then like you're on your back. Because there's one ride, also in Florida, best roller coaster I've ever been in, is... It's called the Shikra at Tampa Bay Busch Gardens. And it's so great because it does that. And it's dangly feet. So your feet dangle too.
Oh no!
And so
it's like one of those reverse roller coasters, like the Superman, where you're like strapped in this way. You're not sitting down.
No, it's not like. Well, I mean, yes, you're strapped in, but you're still above the tracks. But it's done so that your feet still dangle, and so it does the clickety click real slow, and it's really high, so it takes a while, and then it fakes you out.
I would faint. I would.
And then it turns a corner, right, and that stops.
Oh, God.
Right there. And it holds you. And you're like... Ah! And so then it just holds it. And then Like, wait.
Why would you?
And then drops.
Why would you want to put yourself through that?
Dude, it's the best roller coaster
I would die
I've ever been in.
going up it. I would not even I would be passed out by the time you reach the fake out point. Yeah, like I would just not.
It's not like the Jackrabbit, the Superman. It's like a diagonal slant as you go up.
It's straight up. Yeah.
This is like you're on your back as you go up, and
it's
then
like
you're
a
on your face
5 degree slope. Yeah.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Oh boy.
Yeah, the rocket's the same way, except it shoots you up. It doesn't do the clickety click.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
clickety click. That's what other way is there to
the
describe
conveyor belt? That's a more
it's
logical
not as fun
way
to say. Hashtag clickety click. I'm not even on social media, so I don't know if that'll catch on. But.
Yeah, you don't have a Facebook. You don't have like a Twitter or an Instagram or a
nothing.
I actually recently started getting into Instagram, so that's nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I have for amusement park movie related
movies
news.
And stuff, and we're starting to run out of time. So I think that's gonna about wrap it up for everybody on the radio and the YouTube. Why are you clapping?
Because it's the end of the episode in season 2.
Oh yeah, our first season 2 episode. We're calling it season 2 mainly because we were lazy and didn't upload anything the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I mean,
pretty much.
There's a legitimate reason. We had spring break, which obviously we couldn't do anything. We could have done 2 podcasts. We did do 2 podcasts the week before, but we didn't upload either of them. The first one had no audio. The second one we redid, and we were all dressed up and fancy and nice. But we didn't. We didn't upload that one because I didn't upload that one because I was working on stuff for Easter.
Bum.
Shush! I was working on stuff for Easter that It was 9th period. I was editing video. Didn't want to bother uploading the. Anyways.
I get it.
Well, that's all the time. Stop clapping. Don't clap. Stop. Don't clap. So tune in next Wednesday if you're on the YouTubes. Tune in next Tuesday if you're listening live on the radio. If you're watching it on YouTube, if you're in the Irondequoit area, tune in every other Monday, Tuesday. 90.9 FM radio. And that's it.
That's it.
So, see ya.
See ya. Games and tag.
Okay, no, I'm sorry.
Okay. Let's try it again.
No, that's fine. That's where I'm stopping. I'm gonna put a slide up and I'm gonna have like a voiceover and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Wait, hold on, because I screwed it up.
No, I already put it up in the video.